Hi Dollar Divas, welcome to Behind the Vanity. I'm Jessica. So today's video is gonna be a get ready with me using my least favorite Dollar Tree makeup. I've had a few products over the years that I have not really liked and I may not still have them in my collection. So this is kind of current to what my Dollar Tree makeup collection is at the moment. So yeah, I thought it would be fun just to kind of, I don't know, just see what I can come up with. Sometimes we have products that we don't like, we don't reach for, and then I've had on occasions those products actually become something that I reach for all the time and kind of gets a second chance. So it's very hard to reach for things that you don't feel like you like, and so I'm forcing myself today. So yeah, I just wanted to see what I could come up with, like I said, using my least favorite Dollar Tree makeup. So if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for clicking on my video, and if you like Dollar Tree makeup and haul content, you are definitely in the right place. And I do hope you will stick around and become what I like to call one of my Dollar Divas. Of course, if you're returning, thanks so much for returning. As always, I have related videos and playlists linked down below in the description box. Without any further chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So I'm gonna start with eyebrows as I always do. So currently my least favorite brow product that I have is actually from the Be Beauty Essentials line. I recently did a full face of this makeup brand from the Dollar Tree. Again, I'll have that linked below, but this was the eyebrow pencil that I purchased. It's not that the pencil is bad in my experience. The reason why I don't like this is mainly the shade. I've got other dark brown eyebrow products that don't come across quite as warm as this. This comes across really warm, which is really odd. They did have like a soft brown or a light brown or something like that, and I chose to get this instead. That was probably a mistake, so we're gonna go ahead and go in with this today. So I was kind of prepping for this video. My eyebrows really needed tweezed, and I feel like my left eyebrow, I have not over tweezed, you guys. Like the top part of it legit is just kind of gone, and the length is gone. My right eyebrow is kind of naturally better than my left, and I've never had any kind of cosmetic procedures done of any kind. That might change this year, I don't know. And actually I wanted to ask you all if any of y'all have had microblading done, because I think I would probably be a really good candidate for it. I don't really know, I haven't really looked into it at all. It was literally just a thought I had like 5 minutes ago. But yeah, if you've had microblading done, let me know down below, like if you like it, kind of your experience, because I don't think I have any friends that get it done. Now granted, I might not know. I just might have to ask friends that I know have good eyebrows. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking I might be a good candidate for something like that, because my eyebrows are, they're just, not that they're thin, it's just that they're like, there's parts of them that are just like non-existent. I am trying to go with a lighter hand today. That's kind of the point of this video too, is just to kind of, sometimes we need to prove to ourselves that, you know, we can make stuff work. You know what I mean? Like, just because something's not your favorite doesn't mean you can't actually create a fabulous look. I've actually created some of my favorite looks with products that aren't like my first choice. You know, and then I have things that I love, like a palette that I love or something that I love. And sometimes it just falls short of, I guess, what I want from it. So see, it's a little bit on the warmer side. I mean, my brows are always a little bit on the warmer side, but this is like, I feel like this is almost like someone that has red hair or like an auburn hair would really do well with this kind of a color. There's just something about it that is just different than like my other brow products. So we get that done. It does always come together, just as, you know, it always does. So we're gonna move on. So now I'm gonna clean up my eyebrows. This is just one of those steps that I do. And I actually just got rid of, like a couple months ago, my LA Colors concealer that is from the Dollar Tree. Hated it. I hated the shade. It was just a little too dark. Did nothing at all. So I literally got rid of it about 2 months ago. So I don't have what is actually my least favorite product from the Dollar Tree at the moment, but this is like my second. And it's not that I hate this product. It's just A, I haven't used it very much. And B, I don't really go for this type of a concealer to conceal. A lot of times we'll use these to contour, but it is the Wet n Wild Coverall Cover Stick. This is in light. And like I said, I just don't really reach for a product in a stick form as a concealer. I'm just gonna kind of use my brush and go like this and get some of that product on there and see if maybe this can't. Not doing terrible. I do like that I was able to find it in light when I found it. Now I love the Coverall products. I just did a buy this, not that like Dollar Tree edition video, where I just kind of, if you're given a choice, if you walk into Dollar Tree and you bump into two products, kind of which one out of the two is my personal favorite. And I talk about the coverall products. Love them. Haven't seen them in a while, but there was a time where there was a lot of the coverall that makes such a difference in cleaning up your brows. I'm sure a lot of y'all don't do this step. This is something that I actually learned from Juicy Jazz here on YouTube. Huge channel. She does this, and ever since I've seen her do it, I've been kind of doing it ever since, but I don't know that a lot of people do, though. It's just something that she really, really likes to do, and I've really, really taken to it. I'm gonna take my brush, just kind of smooth it around. Actually, I'm gonna put some of that on my lids too. This is not the creamiest like concealer. Like I love the, actually what I do love in a stick form is the Revlon Photo Ready concealers. I buy the light all the time and use it not just as a concealer, but as a contour. Creamy, it's such a nice product. I really do not hate the way this came out. Really, it's done better than most of what I have from the Dollar Tree for this purpose. So, not hating it at the moment. So now we're gonna go into eyeshadow, and my least favorite eyeshadow from the Dollar Tree are the 12 pan palettes. Now granted, I've gotten some nice looks using these, but overall they're a little difficult to work with. The color stories are a little odd, you know, you have a lot of repetition. They're not really matte, but they're not really shimmery. So they're just kind of a little bit weird to work with. I think I have a video using this one. I think I have an old video using this one. This one here's got blue. I think I have a couple videos I used this for. Supernatural. Now I don't think I've ever used this one. I don't think, but I think I've gone into it for like duping videos and stuff like that. And this one here is like a neutral. This is traditional, neutral color story. I think the last time I used this, I had figured out that if you use the colors wet, which is kind of odd for things that aren't like a shimmer or metallic, they do go on a whole lot better. Don't think I've used this color story either. This is Chic. And I think I've only ever used this for like duping videos as well. So I'm gonna go into this today, and I'm gonna kind of put all those tricks at work. I'm gonna wet the brush, I'm gonna do all that good stuff. So we'll see what we can't come up with. So I'm gonna go all over with this shade right here. This shade here, I don't really need it to be super, super pigmented. That's actually going on really nice. Now my brush is a little damp because I did just clean off my brush with a little bit of brush cleaner. So there is that. There is that. I'm actually starting to feel really good about this. Actually, I'm feeling too good about this. I might need to change the name of this video. That's going on really nice. You know, this is why we do this, you guys. Sometimes it is like technique too. You know, sometimes you can kind of manipulate products. If you have some tricks up your sleeve, you can usually make products really, really work well. Well, I'm loving it so far. So yeah. So now I'm gonna go into this shade right here. I'm just gonna use that same brush, and then I might concentrate it a little bit more with a different brush, but now I am kind of going in and I'm going kind of heavy, really packing it on, and then I'm gonna kind of press this. So if you're doing what I'm doing and they're not really working, maybe dampen your brush just a little bit with some setting spray, because like I said, my brush, I did not use any setting spray yet, but my brush is slightly damp from cleaning it. So, y'all, I'm amazed. I did not think that this would be going this good. I really didn't. Like I said, I've used these several times, never this particular one, but sometimes I really have to work hard. But maybe that's the thing. Maybe I've just learned, I guess I've learned some stuff. Well, I guess so far I can use the term that everyone says is I'm shook. I am shook at the moment. Okay, I'm gonna deepen that up just a little bit more, and I am gonna go into a different brush for this. And I'm just gonna go ahead and, I'm having such good luck, I'm just gonna go ahead and spray this brush real lightly, just to make it a little bit damp with some setting spray. And I'm gonna go into this shade right here. And I'm just gonna smoke this out just a little bit more. So I'm wanting to do like a Dollar Tree eye makeup look coming up, and I was kind of thinking, what color scheme could I do? And I was kind of thinking, I do a lot of pink and I do purple, but I've never done like pink and purple, I don't think. So I'm kind of thinking a pink and purple eyeshadow look for Valentine's Day. But yeah, let me know what you think. If you'd like, if you have another like combination or another idea, let me know. Like I said, I'm open. Okay, that's about all I wanted to do. I just wanted to deepen that up just a tad. I want to use these two shades here on the end. I think I'm going to start with this more lilac shade right here, and I'm going to definitely get a different brush for this. Again, I'm going to wet my brush and then go into that. I think in my video when I use this, using a finger helped too. So if at the end of the day, if the brush is not doing it for you, if you just apply it with your finger, that can make all the difference in the world as well. That's really going on very, very nice. I am very surprised. I'm just not having to work as hard. And like I said, I think it's because I've laid some of the groundwork already, and I already had some ideas and tricks in mind on how to make this work. So now I'm gonna use that same brush, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go into this shade right here and kind of go on the innermost part of my eye. I don't know, I might do the center of my eye. A little bit of like a halo effect, even though that's not really what this is. I'm gonna say, y'all, this is actually going a whole lot better than I would have imagined. I want to kind of blend out the sides just a little bit, so I'm gonna go back into that purple shade and just put a little bit on the brush and just kind of buff it around a little bit. I just want to soften that edge just a tad. So as always, we're gonna move on from the eyes. We're gonna come back and I'm gonna do like liner, lashes, all that stuff. And yeah, and we'll finish off the eyes at the end. This right here, this look so far has rekindled any feeling at all for these palettes. So I'm very, very encouraged. So let's go ahead and move on. So you know I don't really care for the mascara, which usually isn't a big deal. I usually wear it under my lashes, and there's like a drugstore product and a like high-end product that I really like if I do want to wear my own lashes. But yeah, these little LA Colors mascaras just leave a lot to be desired. I don't feel they're any better than like the little LA Colors one that comes in that black tube. There's different varieties of these. I've kind of used a couple of them. And this I will probably not change my mind on, I'm sure. But we're just gonna put it on so we can say we did, and I'm gonna move on to liner and lashes. So my least favorite Dollar Tree liquid eyeliner is actually, again, from the Be Beauty Essentials line. It's not that it didn't apply well or go on well or anything like that. The problem I had was when I lifted my lashes to kind of readjust, it pulled it off, and I haven't had that happen in a really long time with any other liquid eyeliner. So that is the reason why this is my least favorite. So it's gotten like a typical wand, really nice little packaging, there's nothing wrong with that. And it's got a really nice thin brush. So really to apply it isn't terrible. Goes on nice. Actually, it does a really nice, delicate wing, which is sometimes hard to get with like a felt tip and I love a felt tip, that's like my favorite way, but it can be a little difficult sometimes. But this really does apply great. And I really do like how easy it is. See, I feel that just went, flawless. But because I'm not perfect, if I have to adjust my eyelashes, it just pulls right off. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry and talk about the lashes and glue. I really love Dollar Tree eyelashes, and these aren't my least favorite that the Dollar Tree sells. My least favorite are Color Mates, which I just feel are like plastic, so I see them and they look really pretty, but those are my all-time least favorite eyelashes from the Dollar Tree. I actually will not buy Color Mates lashes. Love their blush, hate their lashes. And then, there's other styles that are just too dainty for my taste. It doesn't mean that I hate them. It just means they're just too dainty. So out of what I have, these are my least favorite lashes. It's the LA Colors Dramatilash False Lashes. These are in the style Desire. They're really not a bad lash. It's just in my collection, they're the least favorite that I have personally. Like I said, Color Mates are my least favorite. So my least favorite glue is from LA Colors. It's the LA Colors Lash Adhesive. Now this is not bad. It does hold your lashes on. There's nothing wrong with it. And I even like the packaging. This actually would have been really great when I traveled because it was definitely better than what I brought. I brought like a little sample that came inside a pair of eyelashes. Horrible. And it was like a Sassy Chic brand of eyelashes or something like that. It did not work very good. This does work. They have white and then they have the black. I have the black. And I've actually used up the white ones that I had. But for me personally, any kind, it's not even just LA Colors, I don't do well with black lash adhesive, mainly because I make a mess. Now I have a friend that swears by it, it's all she uses. Me, I make a mess. But I don't know, maybe it will help us out here with this eyeliner situation. It has like a plastic applicator, which like I said, it's not terrible. This is not, I don't mind the packaging, I think it's cute. Just for me, personally, I've got, Kiss and Duo lash glue. I've got Ioni, and this is just, the shade of this is just hard for me to work with. I will end up, hopefully not today, but I have ended up with it feeling like it's all over like my face everywhere. Okay, so I'm gonna pop these lashes on and I'll be right back and let you know how it goes. Okay, so I'm back and my right eye went really, really well, but my left eye, I don't know if you can see, I kind of got it in the corner of my eye and I left it so I could show you. And then my lash, I don't know if you can see, but there's like a little line that goes up. That's because my lash pressed down in that spot. So I'm gonna clean that up and be right back. Okay, I cleaned up the inner corner, but I'm gonna leave the eyeshadow alone just because I don't wanna ruin it. We got a good thing going here. So now on to face, and if you've been on this channel, you know my least favorite face product from the Dollar Tree is the LA Colors Liquid Makeup, and that is what we're using today. Now, like I said, I have used it in some Get Ready With Me's over the while and everything, and I will pull it out to make it and make it work, but it is not my favorite. I've got two shades, and I think I'm kind of in between shades at the moment. I've got beige and tan. I'm gonna mix them just because. Now, granted, I love the packaging. I think the packaging is super cute, super convenient. Just the product just feels like it doesn't really feel like it covers or does anything, and then it feels like it just kind of moves around my face. So I'm gonna use a Sassy Chic blender sponge. So like I said, I'm gonna mix these two shades. It's actually applying really not bad. So I'm just gonna sit here and say it's applying wonderfully. I don't hate it, very pleased. I feel like it, now granted, I don't need a ton of coverage on my skin. I've got decent skin and it's kind of a good skin day for me. Like I said, sometimes it's just nice to try things again. Now, it doesn't mean I'm gonna like it next time, but as I sit here right now, I don't mind it at all. Not my favorite in the world, but I don't mind it. So now we're gonna use concealer. We're gonna go back to this one here that we used for the eyebrows. And like I said, this is kind of where I don't really know how to do it. Like, I guess this is right here, this is the way to do it. I don't really feel like I have to do a whole lot of saving, which is great. So I wish this product was a little creamier. That's kind of why my inclination was to do it with my finger to kind of warm it up a little bit. But ultimately, I don't know that that's what's best. Really nice result. I don't really feel like I needed it all that much, but yeah, it did really nice. The fact that it's like a light shade is a big saving grace, because that will literally skew how I feel about a concealer, even though it's not the coverage or anything like that. It's just like an overall experience. But no, I mean, I don't hate that at all. So now I'm gonna go into my least favorite bronzer, and this is where it's gonna probably get bad. I know I shouldn't use this, but I'm gonna, because it's my least favorite bronzer. So I am gonna use the LA Colors bronzer, and I'm probably gonna destroy this entire look just in a swipe. Okay, so I am going in, and I'm gonna try to use a light hand, because again, I'm trying to make it work. So I'm not trying to make these products fail, I'm trying to make them work. So see kind of what it looks like. It does not work. It's really not even a good highlighter for me. The shade is just a little off for like a highlighter, So since I've got to make it work, I'm just gonna kind of use like a powder brush and just kind of, actually I'm gonna use my least favorite pressed powder that I have. It's actually from e.l.f. And the reason is not because it's necessarily a bad powder, but it's just in my collection it's my least favorite because it's not the lightest shade. Now it's in the shade light beige, but it's just still not the one that I reach for the most. I have a hard candy one, I've got LA Colors that I reach for, I've got some that I reach for, and this just isn't it. But I am gonna use it to try to salvage this. Luckily it is a little darker, so that might actually help out today. I feel like I've toned it down a little bit, but this is what we're doing today, so I'm gonna be leaving it. I'm not gonna redo it. I'm not gonna do anything like that. This right here is the biggest fail. Definitely so far, and it might be the biggest fail of the video. So then my least favorite blush is an LA Colors one, and it's not that I hate it. It's not that I don't dislike this product at all. It's just my least reached for blush that I have from the Dollar Tree. And it's this one here by LA Colors. It's from the Beauty Through the Decades line. This is in Groovy. So we're gonna go in, like I said, this is just my least reached for. And I think it's that it's not very, here's a swatch of it. Now the shade's beautiful. It just doesn't, I think I don't really reach for it because it doesn't show up on my skin very well. I'm looking a little shiny, a little crazy, but like I said, I committed to doing this and using all these products, and that's what we're gonna do. So as if I need like a highlighter of any kind, I'm gonna use a highlighter. And my least favorite is this Beauty Benefits highlighting powder. It's like a little duo like this, which it's kind of a cute concept. It's got like a pinkish shade and then more of like a champagne shade. So here are the swatches, and I guess I reach for it the least, kind of because of the packaging, but it's not a super, I do kind of like an intense look a lot of times, and this just isn't intense, but you might like that. So like I said, it's just the one that I personally reach for the least in my collection. And I'm just gonna swirl them together. I'm not gonna try to separate the colors. Like I said, I've got a lot of shimmer on me at the moment because of that bronzer. I'm gonna try to go under my chin a little bit too. This might actually be like a really good, like, I've kind of gotten a little bit more in the habit of putting a little bit of highlighter on my nose. Like I said, I don't hate the effect, it's just not something that I reach for. But maybe I'll start, who knows? This video might have me reaching for a couple things after it's all done. So now I'm gonna put some powder on. We're gonna go back into that e.l.f. I'm just gonna kind of go in a little bit more and kind of set under my eyes just a little bit. Like I said, not my favorite powder because it's just, I'd like it to be a little lighter, but definitely not a bad powder. Actually, powder is one of the things I think that the Dollar Tree shines at. So now we're gonna go back to the eyes. So we're gonna be using pencil liner. I'm gonna line in the waterline, and this is where it gets scary. And I was actually sharpening this pencil and it broke on me. This is one of the candidates. I've actually got two for this category. I've got the LA Colors Shimmer Eyeliner. Like I said, that little end broke off. And then I've got this here, the LA Colors eyeliner / brow pencil. I was wanting to try it as a brow pencil last year, but I couldn't find brown. So all they had was black. So it's just something I've used as like an eyeliner. So here's both of them swatched. The glitter one is on the top and the other one is on the bottom. And on my hand, this one here with the silver cap seems to be worse. So I'm gonna use the glitter one first. I'm gonna do this on the right eye and the other one on the left eye. That is actually not quite as bad as I remember it being. It ain't Ioni, but that's not the worst. Okay, I think we're getting ready to use the worst, honestly. I do feel the other LA Colors one is a little bit better, and my expectations are really low at the moment on what I want out of this. So that certainly helps. They're about comparable. I think if I still had to reach for one, I'd probably reach for the glitter liner. And it's really not like in the swatch, it's got little tiny little specks of glitter, nothing you can really see. But yeah, I would say that they're about comparable. Like I said, not great, definitely not the Ioni, and probably not as good as the retractable either, for sure. But yeah, like I said, not as bad as I remember. I was really nervous about this part of the video. I do want to go under my brow bone, and I'm gonna use a little bit of this white shade right here. I do kind of want to use a light hand because I tend to go a little overboard during this stage. Ooh, that's pretty. That is really pretty. Y'all, I am so pleased with this eye look. One thing I do like about these palettes that I've always liked is they're good in their, some of the colors are repetitive, like they could probably make this like 9 pans, you know, cut out like 3 of the shades. All of them are that way. But they do come with a light shade, and they always come with like dark shades. So I do like that they have that, because sometimes that is always my biggest problem with a palette of any kind, even a high-end palette, is when it lacks depth. I gotta have depth in my palettes. I can't not have depth. All right, so I'm very pleased. I might even use some of that on my inner corner. So I'm gonna use a smaller brush for that. I'm gonna probably wet it for this purpose as well. That is really, really pretty, really pretty. And because I have more than one glitter eyeliner from the Dollar Tree now, I've got NYX and Ioni. Ioni is my least favorite one, but I'm gonna add a little bit of sparkle, however much sparkle this will allow me to. So if you missed my testing a full face of Ioni makeup, I will have that link down below as well. And this was in there, it's like a holographic glitter liner. And it's not the best. I have found NYX glitter liners a few months back, and they're great. They're great at like full price at the drugstore. This, not so much. And I was really excited about it, but it leaves a lot to be desired, but I'm gonna try it again. So, and I'm gonna take a little stopper out because I do feel like it's like legit like half empty. I do feel like Ioni does that sometimes with products like this. I just want to give this product as much chance of working, so I want to make sure I have a good amount on the brush. I'm actually kind of cheat a little bit and put it on like a thicker brush because I've got a lot of product on there. So I was gonna say that, I think it's just a packaging issue and you don't get a lot of product on the brush, but it's not. It's kind of like if you've ever used, like for me personally, pressed glitters. I love Profusion and Hard Candy. They have the best pressed glitters. There's glitter all the way through and it's just nice and intense. Wet n Wild has horrific pressed glitters. They end up literally just, it's like on the top layer and then there's nothing. It's kind of like that's what this is like. It's literally like I can tell I put it on there, but you really can't see it. It's just like there's no depth to the glitter. So yeah, this product is still a fail for me for sure. But other than that, I am loving this eye look. I'm loving really the whole look in general. I do have a lip product and it really doesn't match this look at all, but I've got to use it because it's my least favorite lip color. So we're gonna use it. And if you watch that full face of B Beauty Essentials, you'll know the verdict on this product here. Now, they actually had, they had a clear lip gloss and then they had another shade or two of lip color. I only got one shade and I'm really glad. This is the shade Powerful. And it's just, it's a liquid lip color. I think it's matte. I think it's a matte lip color. So it goes on and then we'll see if it'll do it. You'll see what I mean. So kind of while I'm putting it on, I'll kind of tell you what it did. Oh, actually that matches pretty good. It kind of, when it dries and you press your lips together, it does the same thing the eyeliner does. It like pulls the color up. Maybe it won't do it today, I don't know. But I wear like a lot of lip color from the Dollar Tree and I've never had that happen. So it's on and it looks fine. Like I said, I don't know if it'll do that thing that it did in that video. Maybe my lips were just in horrible shape that day or something. So far so good. So we're just gonna see how it does as I just kind of finish up this video and kind of give a quick rundown, a quick synopsis of how I feel about things now that I've used them all. So it is very sticky. My lips are just sticking, which leads me to believe it will pull off at some point. So 3 products that I think definitely, they stood true to what I thought about them. They did not disappoint in the idea that they're just as bad as I remember them to be, are the LA Colors Bronzer. It's just completely unworkable, at least for my skin tone. It might make, if you have darker skin, it might make a great highlighter for you. It's not so much for me, I don't feel. It's just too odd of a shade for my skin tone. So major fail, yet again. Gosh, this is so sticky. It started a little bit. I don't know if you can see it on my top lip. So I'm gonna add that too. I think the B Beauty Essentials lip color is also a fail. I don't know about their lip gloss, I didn't try it, but LA Colors makes amazing lip products that feel good. They don't do that. I don't know how long they wear in comparison with other things, but they're much better than this. So this is still kind of what I remember it to be. But yeah, this is just a big fail again. So again, did not disappoint in that department. The Ioni glitter liner, major fail. In some ways, I would say this glitter liner is the biggest fail because it literally does nothing. At least the bronzer does something. You feel me? And then of course, the LA Colors mascara, which I will always probably buy anyway just to have under my lashes. But it's just, I knew this, I use it all the time. I know how most Dollar Tree mascaras work, which is not great. So that definitely didn't surprise me at all. That was probably the least surprising thing for the day. The coverall stick did really well. I really actually liked the way it cleaned up my brows. I might start reaching for this for that purpose. Now for concealer, it's still not, for me personally, like my favorite concealer. And I still have other things that I'll probably want to reach for. But like I said, to clean up my brows, that might become something that I reach for that purpose specifically. The brow pencil, it's still really warm in my opinion, warmer than other products I have, but I will use it. It's the kind of thing, as you can see, you kind of make it work, especially as, if I change my hair color, I might go back to brown hair sometime. I don't know. So definitely something that, not a huge major fail, like just one of the products in my Dollar Tree makeup collection. It's just like the last brow product I tend to reach for. The lashes look really pretty. Like I said, they're not bad lashes and they're not my least favorite from the Dollar Tree. They're just the least favorite ones that I have, but really not bad. As you can see, they're beautiful. They look really pretty. So that's how I feel right now. The lash glue, I ended up making a little bit of a mess. And like I said, in a pinch, I would probably save this for travel. But like I said, it's not a bad lash glue. It keeps my lashes on. Like I said, love the little container for travel and things like that. Or if you don't have a lot of room in your makeup bag. But I would definitely prefer the clear, the white over the black, because I just do tend to make a mess. Although I did pretty good today. Part of it just might be I haven't worked with it a whole lot. It's kind of something that I'm unpracticed in. I could probably get really good at it. But yeah, so like I said, not a complete disappointment, and I'm really proud of myself for not making a mess. I think the powder worked really well. It definitely helped get rid of some of that shimmer without being too light, so the color actually worked in my favor today. And so yeah, like I said, not a bad powder. It's just the one that I reached for least in my collection. As well as the blush and the highlighter, the color actually looks really pretty. It might become something I reach for a little bit more. It does have a little bit of, has a little bit of shimmer, which is really pretty. And it might actually just be better when I'm not as tan. So there's a little bit more color payoff. So I feel like we got a nice color payoff, very natural color payoff. So like I said, not a bad product. Just again, you're gonna hear me say it like a broken record. Just hasn't been something that I've reached for, but maybe I will start reaching for it. Same thing with the highlighter. I think this really gave a really nice overall glow. You know, not everything has to be so intense. So again, just something that I haven't really reached for much, but I think there's something to this highlighter. I haven't really seen it much. I haven't seen this brand a lot lately at Dollar Tree, but yeah, this might be something that I do kind of reach over for, like a nice overall glow. The eyeliners, you know, the pencils, they're not great. And they're not gonna be what I reach for. They're just not gonna be. But I was able to get it done. It didn't hurt too bad. They're not as bad as I remember. So there's that. Then the eyeliner from B Beauty Essentials. I didn't have to readjust my lashes very much. And when I did, I think I did on this corner here, it kind of popped off. Perhaps the black lash glue saved the day. So I did not have an issue with this today at all. And it really did. One thing I can say is I got just about the easiest wing I've ever gotten out of everything I've ever used. It was effortless today. So there's that. It might be one of those products that I come to really, really like. Then the liquid makeup, again, like I said, I hate this foundation, but I always like the finished look. You know, and I don't know if it just truly depends on the day or if it depends on my skin that day. So like I said, today, I am super pleased with the result. And then last but certainly not least is the palette. Like I said, am living for this look. And I don't know if it's just that this one here specifically is a better quality. I know generally purple shadows, especially like matte shadows, tend to be like notoriously difficult to work with, kind of no matter the brand, even like high end. This did not disappoint. Now granted, like I said, it does help when you use these to have a wet brush or even go into all of them with a slightly damp brush. I think that saved the day. I think it made it to where there wasn't as much fallout. It made it to where they went on really smooth. I could not be happier. Could not be happier with the performance of this palette. It makes me want to go in and do a look with all of them. It really does. So I'm encouraged. Like I said, sometimes you just need some tricks and tips to make things work. You know, it's just how it is. But I am living for this look and I feel rejuvenated with these little 12 pan palettes. So I hope you enjoyed this Get Ready With Me using all the Dollar Tree makeup I either don't like, don't care for, or it's just my least reached for, my least favorite, what have you. Either way, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure you hit that like button. Also share it with anybody you think may enjoy it. Again, don't forget to check out related videos and playlists down in the description box and binge watch more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.